Hi, and welcome to this episode of Hypno Chats with Cinda. I'm Cinda Rothman, your guide on this mesmerizing journey into the world of hypnotherapy. Whether you're curious or experienced, this channel is your new hub for captivating discussions. Discover how hypnotherapy can unlock new potential and enhance your daily life. We will explore techniques, share stories, and interview experts in hypnotherapy and related fields. Here's today's episode. Hi, Megan. Welcome back to Hypno Chats with Cinda. On this podcast, we explore how the subconscious mind influences health, habits, and well-being. I'd like to welcome Megan Barefoot. Megan is the founder of No Shoes Consultant and a certified holistic nutrition consultant with a background in science and health. Her work focuses on reducing inflammation in the gut, improving digestion, and helping people step out of diet culture and into sustainable body-led wellness. Megan blends practical nutrition with nervous system awareness, making health feel supportive, realistic, and long-lasting. So often people think health is about willpower alone, but real change happens when the mind and body work together. That's exactly what we'll be exploring today. Welcome, Megan. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
In my hypnotherapy practice, I often work with clients who want better health, weight balance, and consistent self-care, but they feel stuck in habits that aren't serving them. From your perspective as a nutrition consultant, what do you see clients struggling with most when it comes to nutrition and long-term health?
That's a great question. So, at No Shoes Nutrition, what I most often see isn't a lack of knowledge. It's inconsistency that I find is really rooted in overwhelm and guilt. We are made a lot of times to feel guilty after eating something we really love. And I find a lot of people know what they should be eating, but they're exhausted from trying to be perfect. And diet culture, we're all very familiar with diet culture. It's basically trained us to think that if we're failing and we if we're failing if we can't stick to these rigid rules. And it creates this all or nothing kind of cycle, and it's just impossible to feel good about yourself when you can't maintain that perfection. So, at No Shoes Nutrition, my work is really about simplifying nutrition, reducing inflammation, helping clients rebuild trust with their bodies, which is really important. Our body needs to trust us. And we have to find ways of doing things that make this doable, sustainable. And one of my favorite things to tell everyone is it has to be practical. It has to fit with your lifestyle. So it doesn't feel like you have this whole other job besides what you're doing in your 9 to 5 to come home and feed yourself well. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Food choices are really about food. A lot of times they're about
Yes.
stress, emotion, routine, and self-talk. So, how
Yes.
do mindset and emotion show up in your work?
Well, I learned very quickly in working with people that emotions are always part of the picture. There's
Mhm.
stress, there's shame, there's perfectionism, there's just like exhaustion, and they all directly impact our digestion, especially our cravings,
Mhm.
and our decision making. So can we make good choices, right? So when someone is stuck in a very overstressed nervous system, their body is not looking for broccoli, right? We're not craving broccoli. They're looking for quick energy and a lot of times comfort.
Hmm.
So that's why when people say, "Oh, I just don't have any willpower. I just can't do it anymore. I have no more willpower left." That's not by itself going to work. We have
Hmm.
to calm the system, remove the food guilt, and create this nourishment that supports the body and brings emotional safety as well.
Right. That's how hypnotherapy and what you do could work together. Because
Absolutely.
part of what we do in hypnotherapy is help people remember how to be calm, how to
Hmm.
be relaxed, how
Hmm.
to know what it feels to be calm and relaxed. Because I
Yes,
think we get in this I don't know, society gets us going so much that we just need to remember what it feels like to be calm so that we can go back there and then think about our food choices rationally, as
100%.
opposed to
Yeah.
I have to have sugar, right?
Yes. Yes.
So that's how I think we can support each other.
Yeah.
So what you do is the what, and hypnotherapy is the how. Can you describe what working with you would look like for a client?
Absolutely. So I first reach a client will first reach out to me and we'll have a little free consultation just to see if what they're looking for is what I can provide. So a lot of times people are looking for, can you test my blood? Can you, you know what I mean? Can you look for food sensitivities and things like that by like poking and prodding me? And I cannot. When I work with people, I work with the symptoms their body is giving them. And a lot of times I'm working virtually, so I can't take your blood. I can learn a lot, but if you have past blood tests or food sensitivity tests and things like that, we can work with those things. But if you don't have those things, we can figure it out from what your body is telling you and start working on a plan that adds the foods that will support the areas of your body that we figure out together need support and have a little bit of imbalance. So it's a big amount of me asking a lot of questions, like
Uh,
hundreds of questions. And then I put together a plan with my clients so that it works with their lifestyle, it works with their preferences. Like if you tell me, Cinda, that you are never going to eat mushrooms, I'm never going to force you to eat mushrooms because there's some magical thing in mushrooms that you can't get somewhere else. Not true. We can get you a nice balanced diet. You do need to have like certain foods, like a certain amount of different foods. Like I've worked with a few gentlemen that are like, no, I won't eat any green things. It's like, well, we gotta work around that a little bit, right? Um,
so
so
what do you do? What do you do for
so
them?
we introduce them the same as we would introduce
Uh,
them to like a child, very small bits. We get their palate used to them. A lot of times it's just simply they are not used to those foods. And I am one of those people that was a very picky eater. So I know firsthand I can introduce foods and in a certain way. And I mean, there are certain foods like I am never going to eat, and that's okay. But now I've built up my palate enough
mhm.
that I know that it is possible.
So weight management is a sensitive topic for many people.
Hmm.
Shame is probably the biggest obstacle. How do you help clients move away from guilt and toward sustainable care?
Hmm. Yeah, this is different for every single client that I have.
Hmm.
But what we really try to do is shift the focus from something like punishment, because people feel like they have to be restrictive and they're being punished, to understanding and the mindset goes around nourishment. And weight loss is often a side effect of something deeper that's going on. It's not usually the problem or weight gain versus weight loss. Like
Right.
it's not, it's a symptom of something deeper. So it's just a starting point that we acknowledge, yep, there's some weight there we want to lose or some weight there we want to gain.
Hmm.
And we start to look at what else is going on in the body. like inflammation, for example, balancing blood sugar, improving the digestion, getting stress management under control. I will never personally ever tell anybody, oh, you just have to stop stressing. I, I swear, if one more person tells me, oh, just stop stressing about that, especially stop stressing about your food, just, eat intuitively, and it's like, okay, intuitively, if I did that, I would be 400 pounds, right? Because I want
Right.
everything, right? So, until you know what nutrition feels good for your body, it's really hard to do that. So, my goal with my clients is never about perfection. It's about making little steps of progress, personalizing everything so it works for them in their life. And this can be mentally really tough for people because they want that quick fix, right? Oh, I want to lose that 30 pounds in the next 30 days. That is not sustainable. It's
Nope.
not realistic. And I don't care how many commercials and, claims people can make, you will fall back and then end up in a worse spot likely if you try something like that. This is about changing lifestyle habits, which is also where I think you and I could work really well together and helping people to listen to their body again, feel comfortable in their body again, and just feeling that food can bring that nourishment and health.
Mm-hmm.
The
So,
weight loss will come. It will come.
right. So my next question is for someone listening today who wants to improve their health but feels overwhelmed, what's one gentle step you would recommend? And I think it might have been what you just said.
Well,
They've
what
relaxed.
I would do honestly is to start thinking about your meals as nourishment instead of restriction, like we said.
Okay. Yeah.
So prioritize fiber. Everybody hates fiber. They think of cardboard, but think of veggies, good, healthy veggies, right? Cook them,
Mhm.
roast them, um, stir fry them, whatever way is going to get them in your body. Healthy fats like olive oils, coconut oil, avocado, butter is great. Like we don't want
Mhm.
to, poo-poo butter here. We love it. And then protein. And everybody's serving of protein is custom made to them on their hand. So think about at every meal having protein the size and thickness of the palm of your hand. And then you know right away you're getting enough protein at every meal. Okay. And
Okay.
protein, fat, and fiber are going to make you feel fuller longer. They're going to stabilize your blood sugar. And so you're not going to have those cravings between meals. And you want to sit down, you want to eat your meal, chew, no multitasking, really put a lot of awareness so you can feel when you're full. And that's going to help your nervous system get into the rest and digest versus the fight and flight. And then these small, little, consistent shifts, they're going to be far more powerful than dramatic overhauls.
That's great. And I
Yeah.
can I can help with that by helping people to relax enough to sit and focus on what they're eating. So, as we wrap up today, what's one nutrition myth you'd like people to let go of?
I'd like them to realize that it doesn't have to be hard. And to be healthy, you don't have to make these complicated gourmet meals. Simple foods can still work. Um, if a plan requires constant willpower, guilt, or if you're like white knuckling your way through it, it's not sustainable. So that is not the plan for you. True health has to feel supportive, not punishing.
Hmm.
So it's these little changes, and it might just start with some making sure you're getting enough hydration. And then it might be just adding something green at every meal. And
Hmm.
then it might be just making sure you're getting enough protein at every meal, right? And switching out the processed fats for the healthy fats. And if you do one of those things every week, by the end of the year, you've changed 52 things.
Wow. That's really great advice and very easy.
It it you just got to keep going with it and
Right,
just
right.
think about it and check it off the list. This, okay, I did that. I'm drinking water every day now. I'm really hydrated. I'm making sure I'm, getting,
Mhm.
the amount of water that feels good for my body, 6, 8 big glasses of water. Then the next thing
Mhm.
you're like, okay, where am I getting green things? Oh, I'm not getting green things ever at breakfast. So what can I add at breakfast? Maybe a little avocado on my eggs, right?
Right.
Like it'd be very simple.
Yeah.
And then what can I maybe I um never I just have a salad at lunch and I never so it's very healthy, but I'm not getting any protein or enough protein, right? What can I add for some protein on there?
Hmm.
Right? And then that might carry me through to dinner a lot better than just there's nothing wrong with the veggies. They're fantastic. Maybe even a few berries on my salad, but I'm still feeling really hungry
Right,
by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going and running for a coffee and a donut or something, right? So
right.
maybe I don't need that if I have a little protein at lunch. Little things, and then notice what you're doing and the changes they're making in your life. Yeah, yeah,
That's great. So
yeah.
basically just slow down.
Slow down, build
Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you, Megan, for sharing your expertise and insight today. If people want to reach you, how do we do that?
I would love it if people reached out via my website, noshoesnutrition.com. There's a button right on there, little link. You can click on the button to get a discovery call. It's free consultation, and we
Great.
can discuss how I work with my clients and if this might be something that would work for them. I would also love it if people followed me on Facebook and Instagram. It's just No Shoes Nutrition. And signed up for my newsletter, and you get a little gut health, guidebook when you sign up for my newsletter. That would be fantastic.
Okay. And how often
Yeah.
does your newsletter come out?
Once a month, and there's recipes, and there's a little bit more guidance, little tips and tricks. There's events that you can um, come into and learn more about your nutrition. Just and learning about nutrition really keeps you if like like top of mind, right? So you're
Mhm.
like right there thinking about nutrition, getting new ideas, having a new recipe to bring in just once a month. And so it doesn't feel overwhelming. And it just is something that will just keep this as a priority in your life. Yeah,
Great. Great. So I think this conversation really highlights how the mind and body can work together. And I think we
absolutely.
would be a great team for people if they were interested in that. They can also contact me through my website and on Instagram at HypnoNews. So want to thank you again, Megan, for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.